Now let's get on something a bit harder. Let's say we're not just counting consecutive numbers. So let's say we're, for example, counting multiples of 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8. How many numbers are in this list? Right, so this is pretty easy. You can just count them all. It's 4. Right, so now let's say it goes up to 40. Then how many numbers are going to be in this list? Again, this is going to be a bit harder. So what are we going to do? So now, instead of subtracting a specific amount, we're going to be dividing all the numbers by a specific amount. And what should we divide by? Well, what are all these numbers in this list as well? Well, the answer is 2, because it's a multiple of 2. Right, so all we do is we divide all these numbers by 2. We get 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 40 divided by 2 is 20. So we find that there are 20 numbers in this list. Okay, again, we're going to move on to something more general. So let's say we're going up to some number n, and of course n will have to be even, but we will just assume that's true. Right, how many numbers are in this list? Again, same thing, we divide everything in the list by 1, by 2, so that gives 1, 2, 3, up to n divided by 2. So there are n divided by 2 numbers in this list, so now we can see why n has to be even. Okay, so now we've done this, let's move on to something more general. So let's say we're going to have multiples of some number a. So we have a, 2a, 3a, all the way up to some number n, which is going to be a multiple of a. So how many numbers are on this list? Well, same thing, we just divide every single number by a, so that gives 1, 2, 3, all the way up to n divided by a. So there are n divided by a numbers in this list. Again, now we can see why we need n to be a multiple of a. Okay, now, so that's pretty easy. Now, what else can we do to make it a bit more complicated? Okay, what about, instead of counting the even numbers as before, what if we count the odd numbers? So 1, 3, 5, 7, that's 4 numbers, pretty easy. Let's say, we can't go up to 40 because they're all odd, so let's go up to 39. So how many numbers are going to be in this list? So now we can't just divide by a specific number because there is no number that is common to all of these. So yeah, obviously you can't divide by 2 because they're all odd, can't divide all of them by 3, you can't divide all of them by anything. And you can't just subtract or add because there's no way to get to this. So all we do is we need to first add 1 to all of these. That gives 2, 4, 6, up to 40. And now we recognize this. It's just what we did over here. Right, so how many numbers are in this list? That's just going to be divided them all by 2. So it's going to be 40 divided by 2 is 20 numbers in this list up here. And of course, you can see what's going to happen now. We're going to make it go up to n. Then, if we go up to n, then we're going to add 1 to all of them. So that's going to give 2, 4, 6, all the way up to n plus 1. And then we divide it all by 2, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, up to n plus 1 over 2. So there are n plus 1 over 2 numbers in this list here. Okay, so now let's say we don't start with 1. We're going to start with some random number, again, a. Yeah, and then, of course, a, it's going to be then a plus 2. Right, and then a plus 4, and so on, all the way up to n. Right, so we're just adding 2 every time. Right, so it's going to be a list of, let's so it doesn't even have to be odd. So A could be odd or even. It's just that we're counting by 2. And so it's probably a similar process here. So we just have to make this first number A equal to 2. So how do we do that? Well, we just subtract A minus 2, because A minus 2 is going to be 2. So if we subtract A minus 2 from all of this, then we're going to get 2, 4, 6, all the way up to n minus A minus 2. That's going to be n minus A plus 2. Right, now we just divide it all. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Just up to n minus A plus 2 divided by 2. So now we're going to generalize it even more. So now we're not only adding 2 every time, we could be adding any number. So let's say we're going to have A, and then we're going to have A plus, let's call this number R. Okay, so we're going to have A plus R, A plus 2R, all the way up to some number n. Alright, and of course n has to be somewhere in this sequence. So again, so we're going to do something similar. So instead of subtracting A minus 2, what are we going to do to get A to R? So we're going to be, of course, we're going to be subtracting A minus R. So let me just do that. And note that this also works if A is less than R or A is more than R, because then we're just subtracting a negative number, and I assume you know how to do that. In fact, because of this, we can simplify this and make it instead to add R minus A, because that is the same as subtracting A minus R. So what we're going to do if we do that is A plus R minus A, the two A's cancel out, we just get R. Then next one is going to be A plus R minus A, so again the A's cancel out, we get 2R, then 3R, and so on. And the last term is going to be N plus R minus A. So now what's the last step? We're going to divide by R. So that's just going to give 1, 2, 3, and so on until we get to N plus R minus A over R. And now we could actually take this R out of here to make it a little bit simpler, perhaps. So then if we take that out, it's going to be just N minus A over R plus R over R, that's just 1. So the formula is simply N minus A over R plus 1 for this sequence here. Right, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you found this video interesting and or helpful, then please like and also subscribe so that you get notifications for upcoming videos. And otherwise, I think I'll see you in the next video.